When you came in the arena, and every show filled up with doubt. I don't know who you think you are, but before the night is through, I wanna do bad things with you. Welcome to the Walking Deadcast, a podcast that gets to show you The Walking Dead.
Hey everybody, welcome to the True Blood Podcast. Welcome to our podcast. I'm Jason.
And I'm Karen.
And this is the Walking Dead Cast episode 3.
Hey, y'all.
So today, as you might guess, we are going to be talking about True Blood a little bit. Since I finally got around to watching it, watch the whole thing.
And that whole thing you mean?
Every episode. I hated it.
Since the movie start.
I don't know, it took me about a week to watch it all.
Wow.
Yeah, Jenny wasn't too happy about that. So,
She's very understanding.
yeah, she's fine. So first, we're going to talk about some information and news that's come out about the AMC show. We have some interview tidbits to go over. And then we'll talk about Frank Darabont's The Mist, which I watched. Did you watch it?
I sure did.
I already knew that. And then we'll talk a little bit about True Blood, and we'll get into some zombie news. And yeah, that's about it.
Sounds great.
Okay, so, oh, I forgot to keep up this. Okay, so, it's been quite a week in zombie land. But there's a few things that have come out. There's a website called Walking Dead Fan Club. And
You put a link on
I
the website?
kind of told them about it, so I can't remember. I'll have to. I put a link on our site.
Oh, good,
Yes, yeah,
good.
to them. They're good. And they say that the show's going to start October 24th.
Oh, the date? What
But
date
I
is
don't know
that?
how they know that. I looked around to see if anybody else said that, and nobody else did.
They just pulled a
maybe
date
they
out
have
of
some inside connections. But I guess it will be on Sunday apparently because that's when the AMC shows are on or something. I don't know. Anyway, possibly up starting the 24th.
Great. Close to Halloween. Oh.
Yeah, and today's Friday the 13th.
Yeah, happy Friday the 13th. So far, nothing bad.
I know, huh?
Yeah, had a good run. I mean, really, I can't think much.
It's not over.
Day is not over.
Michelle Maxwell McLaren is a director of AMC's Breaking Bad, and she's in talks to direct episodes of The Walking Dead.
Oh, I hear such good things about Breaking Bad. That's great to know.
That's another one. Maybe I'll get into that one next. Maybe we can watch it together.
Yeah.
This one's just a little bit spoilery, but not too bad. That Sarah Wayne Callies is the one who plays Lori. She said that Rick and Morty's relationship might be one of the ones that deviates most significantly from the comic.
Interesting.
So,
Interesting. I'm only about, like I said, I'm only about 20 comics in, so far their relationship seems pretty much the same.
I hate not being able to talk about the plot.
I know.
I mean, even stuff I know that you don't know.
No,
I
I
really want to say it right now, but I can't say it. People you know are probably laughing. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, actually, I wasn't even listening. We have a Facebook fan page now, and I've been talking to this one guy on there who just got. There's a compendium that has hardcover and it has 48 issues, and his name's Roy. If you're listening, how's it going, dude? And anyways, he just discovered it and he's really into it and hungry for more. He said he didn't want to listen to the podcast because we might be spoilers, but I told him try not to be spoilers. John Bernthal, who plays Shane, says that there will be quote lots of bashing, shooting, and full out gore.
Right.
That's nice.
And chocolate? Is it flavored chocolate?
No, Robert Kirkman. So I think you had asked, or we both kind of wondered if they would go one show per issue of comic or what. So in an interview, Robert Kirkman said, but like one episode could be an issue and a half's worth of stuff, and then another episode could cover like 3 issues of stuff, and another episode could cover like 10 pages of an issue, so it all changes.
So basically, discovered his ass and said,
Whatever. I don't know. No, I mean, it sounds like Darabont, he's like, sees some things that kind of got glossed over the comic that he wants to expand on.
Right.
And vice versa,
Good.
he just thought we should do it, so more.
Excellent.
Okay, what else? MTV asked composer Bear McCreary a few questions, and I was going to read it, but I like the way he said it, so I'm just going to play it in 1 second.
I'm doing a new series called Walking Dead with Frank Darabont. Yes, I'm working on that today.
Be there, excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. So, see the first 3 episodes. Yeah, that's it. It's everything we expect from Frank Darabont, Dan Lantern, and Robert Kirkman, and I'm gonna write some music for it. So, I'm a huge fan of the comic book. So I already kind of but I've been working with Frank Darabont, and never thought she was a visionary director. It's so easy to come up with music when the material they're writing is so beautiful, so well shot, so well thought out. So it's really one of those great composers being able to work with filmmakers on stuff.
So,
That's great.
as usual, everyone's really stoked about it.
And so far, the music that we've heard has been really just amazing. So I'm feeling pretty good. Did you do the music that we heard on the preview?
I don't know. It
was nice.
Yeah, that was really good. Oh, yeah, that rock.
Music is so important in
Yeah.
shows, like more so than I ever thought before. And no, it's all from watching Lost.
Yeah.
And Michael Giacchino.
Giacchino.
Oh, his music
Yeah.
is just so beautiful. And
It is.
It added so much to that show.
I think J.J. Abrams said that without Giacchino's music, Lost never would have been as successful
I believe
as it was.
it. I believe it.
Yeah, totally. And I when I go on these walks and pretend everybody's zombie, I play podcasts a lot. I played Lost music one day, and actually it's great, but it's not. You need to show it.
Yeah.
They really marry together. Sometimes,
Yeah.
I mean, it works well when it's all melded together, the action and music.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, here's Gail Ann Hurd, the producer, was interviewed. They asked, "You're known for producing blockbusters like Terminator, Aliens. How is The Walking Dead similar?" She's very eloquent. She says, "I think what our series shares in common with those films in particular is that the best genre films are character driven, and while they have an intriguing premise and terrific special effects, at the end of the day they're rooted in complex characters and great stories. But at the same time, neither compromises on production value. Every 8 days we shoot a miniature version of a tentpole movie. What's so wonderful about Walking Dead is that we're able to explore human nature in its most depraved as well as its most humanitarian in each episode. We strip each character down to their most basic survival instincts or lack thereof. It's actually the zombies who are the most predictable. You know what the zombies are after. That's
Exactly. They have such a clear agenda. There's they're just on one thing.
What you can't anticipate is how one surviving human is going to interact with another, and that's what keeps the series fresh and compelling.
That's right.
And that's the theme. When I look through all these interviews, they hit on that a lot. That the zombies are almost incidental. That it's about people, and that comes up a lot.
And it's sort of what Lost was about too. Really. I mean,
instead of being about nothing but people.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, characters.
Yep.
And I notice when I like a genre show, I don't like the ones where they're so into the plot and they forget about the characters.
Right.
The ones I like, this sounds kind of zombie, but they seem elevated.
Yeah. No, I get that. I was, by the way, on Fresh Air with Dragos today. They replayed this cool old Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel.
I was listening to that too.
Yeah, I loved it. They played a little bit of a interview also with Mark Scorsese talking about Raging Bull. And one of the things that he was saying is that Raging Bull isn't a boxing movie. It's about a guy, really.
Yeah.
And it's about a boxer. It's about this guy who boxes, but it's not a boxing movie. And all the best movies are really all they are is fundamentally about people and about human interaction.
And I was listening to that too, and even though that's true, he spent so much time and effort getting boxing scenes right and making them and doing them very artfully.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's like with the last two, they had awesome cinematography, and they just do everything right.
Yeah, exactly. Good storytelling.
Yeah. Okay, here's this last piece I'm going to read is from Robert Kirkman interview on GQ. Did you know that?
I love my subscription to GQ Labs.
Here's the picture.
Oh, it's an awesome picture.
It's him with this kind of look on his face like he's out of place in a suit, and he has his gun on his shoulder. And I don't know why.
Exactly. That might account for the expression on his face. The fact that he has his gun on his shoulder. That's kind of, by the way, this pointed tail first at home.
No.
He's got the tail's kind of behind him. I wonder if that's like a stunt skunk. Hollywood stunt skunk.
Okay, so they ask, like most good zombie stories, it's become less and less about the zombies themselves. Yeah, it's more character drama than it is a gory action-packed zombie. Zombies are always there. They always have a presence in the series, and they provide an ever-present sense of danger to the characters. But it's really about how these characters interact and live together. It's a character piece. We get to know these people and follow their struggles, and there's a little bit of romance and heartache and all kinds of cool stuff in there. Later on in the interview, what was it about Frank Darabont's take that appealed to you? One of the first things he said to me was, I really like it because it's not about the zombies. That was important because we talked to a lot of people that were like, oh man, best zombie thing ever. We could have zombie ninjas, zombie pirates. There were people that just didn't get the comic book at all, and Frank knew that it was a character drama. It was just a bunch of interesting characters dealing with some horrible things, and there happened to be zombies in there. And so just from the very beginning, Frank knew exactly what he wanted to do with it, and what he wanted to do with it is exactly what I wanted to do with it. So Frank was kind of perfect. I hope we get to interview Robert Kirkman sometime because I want to ask him, if he would be okay with this if it was just any kind of post-apocalyptic thing, or does he think zombies add something special to it?
Right. If it was, say, another dimension that opens up with mist and dinosaur computers, for example.
Exactly. Okay, couple more. Did they really shut down half of Atlanta? I think it was 3 square blocks. You could go around corners and stuff. You could stand at a certain point and think that you were in the middle of a deserted Atlanta with zombies running around. It was really kind of surreal. It was a big production. They had helicopters crash on the street and Humvees flipped over. The scale of it all was beyond anything I ever thought possible.
That's so cool. And that's just for the scene where Rick goes into Atlanta for it's not that long. He just goes in,
Okay.
right. And he just goes in and then comes back out basically. Wow.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you see in the preview they had that scene where Rick is in a tank. That was in the comic, was it?
No. A tank.
Yeah, and there's all these zombies coming swarming over the top of the tank.
Well, you're gonna think so.
Starts blowing away.
Exactly.
And then he comes out. He says, "This movie's not about zombies." It's a character. And he shots.
He bashes their heads in. It's not about zombies.
I struggle. Okay.
Remember.
This one symbolizes my father. Okay, this book's. You might read this one. Sure. This book's gone to some pretty crazy places over the last 75 issues. I can't wait to see some of the stuff from later in the run show up on TV. This is still an interview. I'm really psyched for like season 3, which is a weird way to feel about a TV show that hasn't been started yet. And Kurt says, I'm really psyched for season 10. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's in this issue of GQ?
I guess so, yeah. So that's just a bunch of little things. They're all kind of doing press and talking about the show and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're gonna hear lots in the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Different behind it, which is great.
I can't wait to see what kind of push they do on TV if they advertise a lot. Or I don't know if they advertise for like one channel on another channel.
They do, yeah.
They have like Mad Men ads on other.
They do.
That's weird.
I know. Well, it's all one big company.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, Comcast.
There's so many words.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi.
Hey, sweetheart.
Okay, so let's move along. If you all do your homework, then you watch The Mist.
Which is actually, you know what? Pretty easy homework.
Yeah.
I mean, all things considered, kind of nice homework.
It was fun. Yeah, Danny and I sat over here and watched it with all the lights off.
Nice. And David and I did the same thing Sunday night, kind of a foggy night.
Cool. So before we get into it, I want to play a part of this interview that Frank Darabont did back when it was first released in 08 or 07. So here goes.
Here's the problem on magnitude. Like we do, like everybody wanted. Yeah, the best thing about the movies, forget about monsters, or anything. I think people really show their true colors when they're in a pressure situation. That's exactly why I loved the story that Steve King wrote. That's exactly why I wanted to make a movie, because I think the best horror is just kind of subversive and metaphorical. And it's a great thing happening really at the core than just all these creatures outside. It's really it's sort of Lord of the Flies dynamic of what happens when people are put into a pressure cooker of fear and panic, and how do they react and what do they do? They pull together. They tear apart. They turn against one another. Do they make mistakes? And that to me is tremendous human storytelling. That's what Stephen King does best. And that's what really turns me on when I think cameras. That kind of story is a lot of meat to it.
Yeah, we revert to our lowest form of self.
Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like this shit hit the fan?
No, not really. I was a park ranger some years ago, just for summer, and there was a big wildfire, and I was the first responder on the scene. And yeah, no, I mean, I didn't feel like I panicked. I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
But I've never been like stuck in an elevator with a bunch of people, or locked in a bank, or in a hold up situation. Not with this fight thing happened, but I've never had that happen to you.
I was stuck in an elevator once.
Really?
Yeah, with my friend Josh, and he's on with us now.
You reverted to your worst
Yeah,
self,
we were
didn't
in
you?
there for 50 minutes.
It was like, I'll
we had a bunch of newspapers that we were going to recycle, and we took them to this university, and we packed this elevator full of them, which I guess made it down too much. And so yeah, and so it stopped, and so we just read the newspaper for like half an hour, and then he started like unscrewing the panel that said how much weight could go in that elevator. He took that as a souvenir. It's like
resorted to crime. Wow. Oh, actually, in Venice, Italy, I was locked in a bathroom. I put a bolt in a bathroom, and the bolt stuck, and I couldn't get out. And I was in a hotel, and I had to catch a plane at 5 in the morning.
God.
And I knocked on the door. Hey, anybody? And the Venetian fire department had to come and chop the wall down to get me out. Yeah, the door was really big, thick, heavy. It was all bolt was just rusted shut, and they actually came through the wall to get me out, which was pretty funny.
Wow.
Yeah, they were mad at me. They were mad at me. I was exactly. Yeah, I think I like them.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I didn't know normal.
Okay, let's. What do you think about The Mist? And be totally honest.
Yeah. Well, okay. So a couple things. They were all dumbasses, if you know what I'm saying.
Wait, before we get to, let's just give a short summary.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead.
So what happens is a nice little family of father, mom, nice kid. A big storm comes, and big storm, and it knocks down a tree. It just causes all kinds of problems. They hit them, they're fine, but they come up the next day. There's broken windows. There's boat house smashed. And so the kid and dad said, go into town with the neighbor and get supplies, some plywood and such, make some food, electricity's out, and they go to the supermarket to get some stuff. I should say, while they were looking out over their lake house, over the lake, they noticed that the mist was doing funky things on the lake, and so they go into the supermarket, and the crazy guy runs in, screaming all wild-eyed, the mist, and he has.
And that's
he was pretty
Dale,
good.
by the way. He's that's
Dale.
No, I mean in Walking Dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the older guy.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Oh,
Friedman.
perfect. And so that's sort of and it's real clear that the mist rolls in real fast, and there's something bad. Earthquake happens, and there's definitely something really, really bad afoot in mist. And so the advice is don't go on mist.
That's good. Okay, so what do you think?
I liked it. I mean, I definitely got peeved after a while at everybody sort of reverted these unlikable characters. Our hero, of course, he was gallant and fine, even though he ended up being kind of stupid. We about maybe a quarter of the way through, we were wondering. I told David that what you had said about how they originally had filmed it or wanted to film it in black and white. Maybe they did film the version in black and white. Well, I had Netflix the first disc, and apparently black and white versions on the second disc. But David said, no, I think I can fix it so that we can watch it in black and white, and we can I can adjust it so it looks good in black and white. So we did that, and it was great actually. So we watched about maybe a third of the way through, maybe halfway through. But after a while, we went back to color because it got hard to see with the mist. The mist kind of made everything sort of one color, so we had to put it back when we went to the pharmacy. David said that there's a movie called The Trigger Effect. Conley Kaufman is in it. I've never seen it. He has, and he said same. Yeah, I do. Same kind of deal where sort of people in a dire situation locked in a building or whatever, and sort of reverting to their base self. And he said that's a scary movie. I thought this one though was just fine. And I think highlight for me was the old lady friend and he's a religious nut job. Love that. Love that. And we'll talk about the ending a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell me what you thought now.
I liked it. When it started out, I thought it was it seemed like it was going to be kind of cheesy, especially the tentacle.
Yeah.
The CG didn't look that good, I didn't think.
Yeah,
And-
Tentacle is much better in black and white.
Oh yeah, because in color it didn't look that great.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, it's gonna be lame.
Yeah.
And then I found myself about I don't know a quarter, third of the way through, suddenly getting pretty gripped by it.
Yeah.
And I felt there's a mood over the whole thing. Darabont did very good at keeping that mood of heaviness.
Yes.
It was kind of a depressing movie.
Yeah, it was.
Which Walking Dead is a depressing book sometimes.
Yep.
So it made me realize that and think, oh, I hope that they can find a way to make the series not so depressing.
Yeah.
Like watching we'll get into True Blood, but they're so different from one another.
Yes.
True Blood is really funny, and Walking Dead is going to be kind of heavy, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I really liked about it was, well, let me say what I didn't like first. So I like, but so I didn't like what kind of started out kind of cheesy. And also, I don't know if this is Stephen King's fault or what, but I think the characters seem a little overdrawn and cartoony.
Yes, for sure.
Especially the religious nut lady.
Yeah.
I like the dynamic there where she turns people against them,
Yeah.
but just the way she talked and acted, she didn't seem like a real person. She seemed like a character.
Right, exactly.
And I didn't like that so much, but that was overall a pretty small thing. I mean, because I did like the movie. I loved the slow pacing, and I loved my favorite was I liked how scary it was that there was no music.
Yes.
I mean, I think like you said, music is really important. Sometimes it works to not have very much music, and then when it has something at the end,
Get to dance song.
Oh, is that what it
Yeah.
was? And my favorite was when they would go venture out into the mist and they'd be walking off until they disappear,
Yeah.
and then they'd be coming towards you all of a sudden because the camera shifted, but you can't really see because it's all misty.
Yeah.
Just tricks with the camera.
Right.
So that was really
Exactly.
great.
Exactly.
And I just imagine being, what it would like to be walking out of the mist and not know what was coming around the corner. And,
A big mistake. That's what it would be like. Like your worst mistake.
and while I was watching it, I thought, wow, this is really a lot like this game I played called Half-Life, which is let's see, I read it. I got a description here. Its best-selling video game Half-Life begins at the fictional Black Mesa research facility in New Mexico. Gordon Freeman recently completed theoretical physicists involving experiment analyzing an unknown crystalline artifact. When the anti-mass spectrometer beams contact the crystal, opens a dimensional rift between Black Mesa and another world, causing monsters to swarm out and start killing everyone.
Familiar.
Yeah, so then when I looked it up online, and it turns out the developers of that game listed the Mist among the primary influences.
Oh, no kidding.
It was originally called Quiver as a reference to the Arrowhead base from the Mist.
Yeah, right.
So that was kind of cool. It's a great game. Just the effect of like, oh shit, there's a rift and all these creatures coming out, and take over the whole planet.
Right.
It's a great feeling of, oh fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Fortunately, it seems like the rift was fairly localized to me.
So do you want to know how the novella differed from the movie?
Yeah, I think I know, but go ahead and say it.
Okay, one way that differed is the main character sleeps with the woman.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Is it funny that he knows that his wife's next
Yes,
to him, man?
so he wasn't so upright the whole time.
No,
This
that's
time slowly,
not
she pulls him back into this like room in the grocery store and says, "I need to keep me warm," or something like that.
Oh, that'll line.
and then the ending. Do you want to talk about the ending?
Yeah. And by the way, so the whole time I was sitting there with my arms crossed, hormone thing, because when you want to, get to say a radio maybe that might have some information, maybe tune in NPR. It's not a bad idea. It's a great resource. Undoubtedly have radios and batteries. Just tune in your NPR station.
Didn't try that?
See what's on. No, they did not.
Oh,
and I was, there might be an answer about how widespread this is, and maybe troops are coming. Who knows? Anyway, just saying.
So, well, in the book, they all get into the car and they're driving along, and I didn't read the story about it, but they're driving along and he hears a word over the radio, Hartford, and it's just static, and that's it, and that is keeping him going.
Gives him hope, yeah.
And that's it. And you get the idea that there might be someone out there, but probably Mist has just covered the whole planet, and they're gonna get it.
Right. Which is, a really creepy ending.
Yeah.
But I also think that this ending was way more violent and shocking and horrible.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I go back and forth because I'm gonna go ahead and say how it ended because it was your homework to watch it, so I didn't do your homework.
So skip ahead for a couple minutes.
Yeah. So a few of them are riding along. They decide to leave the grocery store, and
Which is dumb. They're leaving a safe place with all these supplies, not knowing what's out there,
Yeah.
and not having more than one tank of gas,
Yeah.
and not really having a plan with, maybe like do a little leapfrog from car to car. Just saying.
Yeah.
So they don't have to really
So they ran out of gas, and then they got a gun, and there's 5 people in the car, and the gun has 4 bullets, and he decides that it's better to kill everybody than have them suffer a horrible fate at the hands of these monsters. And he gets their permission. They kind of nod at each other, and he's got a little boy in the car just asleep, and you hear 4 shots, and then he gets out of the car, and then all of a sudden all these army tanks come in and Mist subsides, and it looks like everything's gonna be okay, except that he just killed his son.
Right, exactly. The son and the nice lady and the 2 nice older people.
And this is what the fans in the last interview thought was fearless. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't automatically dislike sad endings. I think a really, but I feel like maybe this is a Pokemon. I feel like a movie has to be really great to deserve that kind of an ending.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it's just for fun, then it's more of a gimmick. It feels gimmicky to me. And I wasn't quite sure that this movie was meaningful enough.
Right,
And I
right.
kept thinking, well, what does this mean? I mean, it seems like the theme of the movie was that this woman in the grocery store who was turning everybody into this religious fervor. It was like this blind faith was driving everybody nuts. And then, but then the guy at the end, he kind of loses faith and decides to give up, and then he suffers for it. So
Right.
he's trying to say that the woman in the grocery store was right.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it's not. It's not trying to say that, obviously, but.
But yeah, in the end, we see the army vehicle go by with all people, all the religious nut jobs in the grocery store, and they kind of eyeball them while they roll by. And it almost seems like is that message that they were right, and this guy who lost faith really was wrong. Certainly, he was wrong in not turning on a radio.
I think they did have radios on. I'm gonna go through
No,
that.
they had the chanting station, all chanting all the time.
I remember.
Yeah, it was the spooky Dinky Dance
Oh yeah.
music,
Oh, yeah.
and I probably just have to let that one go in order to enjoy it. And in retrospect, I enjoyed it a lot more a couple days later.
Me too. I actually like the ending better. When I first, I was like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, it reminded me of those old Alfred Hitchcock TV shows you ever watch that. Almost every one of them had a twist ending like that. Like one was about this woman who's in prison and she convinces one of the guards to sneak her out by putting her in a coffin with a dead person, and they'll take her out and bury her with this person, and then they'll come and dig her up later. And so they go through the whole plan, and then she's waiting to be digged up, and it never happens. And she turns on the light and sees that she's in the coffin with the guard that's supposed to be digging her up. I like that. It's fun. But I don't know. It just felt like a little like I don't know, just a mess with us. And he even says that. I have this another interview with Frank Darabont talking about the ending.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say what King thought of the new ending for the Mist? What was your intention behind making the alteration? King really dug the new ending, and that was one of my greatest concerns. The ending felt like right to me, but I wanted to know how King felt to the author of the material. So as soon as I finished the script, I sent it to him and said, Steve, please read this as soon as you can and let me know what you think. I particularly want to know what you think of the ending. King wrote back. He sent me an email. I still have it. That's one of those I saved. He said, I love this ending. I think it's perfect for the story, and I'm sorry I didn't think of it. I did, by the way, mention to him. Steve actually did think of it because the ending of the movie was suggested by a line in your story. It's actually in the last chapter of the novella. This thought is going through David's head. The lead character's head at a certain point. He just never followed that thought through. But the suggestion for it is definitely in Stephen King's story. It's obviously his bleakest and darkest thought. I seized upon it and followed that thought through. I thought, okay, this is the most messed up way to end the movie. Ha ha ha. So let's do that.
Wow.
Because that was impulse to end up in the most messed up way. So now we know Walking Dead man. But I thought this was very similar to what Walking Dead could be. I mean, it's a really similar situation.
Exactly.
And that interview I played at the beginning with Darabont, he could have totally been talking about Walking Dead.
He's not going to be afraid to get nice and dark with us.
Yeah, that's true.
It's been great.
Okay, so yeah, just before we move on, I mean, one reason to talk about this is just sort of within the lens of well, what does that mean for Walking Dead? And I think it means Walking Dead has a chance of being really good.
I do.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so let's move on to True Blood. This I remember when listening to Jane Jack, the last podcast. Jack started talking about Battlestar Galactica a lot, and it bothered me so because I'd already seen that, and I hope people don't get upset that we're talking about another show, but I think it's relevant because it's another horror show,
Yeah,
cable,
yeah.
and it's interesting to me to compare and contrast
Yeah.
too. So anyway,
And by the way, I think you're totally right that it's on the complete other side of the spectrum. It's funny, and I mean, books are funny too. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupted.
no, I'm gonna know what you think too, but
So I read all the books by Charlene Harris.
All of them, 10, right?
Yeah, so far she's writing them, and the whole City Stackhouse series, and I read them all. I guess it was last summer, and it's been fun to see the series how it is the same, how it also differs from books, and to see Bonton, Louisiana, realized, and it's just so cool. I love it. I loved it for a long time, and it's just really cool that now you've seen it. So
yeah,
what do you think?
I mean, I watched the first episode, the first night it premiered, and it didn't really turn me on. I mean, one reason why is because for some reason, even though I'm like really cool with zombies chopping into somebody's head or guts or whatever, when I see vampires sucking on someone's wrist or the neck, it just bugs me.
Really?
Yeah, it feels icky.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's really
I think it kind of looks kind of cool.
Yeah, well, I have a theory about that. It has to do with our genders. But, all the blood sucking, yeah, really. But I think after, I mean, I wanted to get into True Blood because you talked about it a lot, and I also forced myself to just keep watching them. And I think I'm getting desensitized to that part of it. But
Yeah.
it's still yes me.
Yeah.
Like when he stakes the vampire, or when someone stakes the vampire and they just like burst all over somebody,
Oh, yeah.
that doesn't bother me so much.
Huh,
But when
just
like, but when Bill bites into his wrist and
Let's
there's
hurt,
a fever,
yeah.
I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is neither here nor there about the quality of the show. I mean, I thought it was really good. Really
Yeah,
good.
it is.
I like the themes. It's just very rich and complex.
Yeah.
Loyalty, pride, racism, faith, societal expectations, things like that. And Alan Ball brings what I love about him to it, just looking a little bit deeper than what might be expected of people, quirkiness, and I feel like he has a level of compassion for all the characters, even everyone. They're all fucked up in their own way.
Yeah.
Even Suki.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
they all have redeeming qualities
yes.
too. In their heart, there's nobody truly evil or not understandable.
yeah, I mean, some are more messed up than others.
Oh, yeah,
I'd say.
absolutely.
But you can tell that he treats them as fleshed out.
Yeah, exactly.
creatures.
Exactly. The dead and undead.
I wonder about vampires. I mean, obviously, the show is very sexy.
Yeah.
Which I doubt fucking that'll be very sexy. But
No.
the show is so they could ramp up the sex in it to 11, and it works really well, I think, and it goes so well with vampires.
Yeah.
And there's all this, with Twilight and these vampire romance novels and everything. Vampires turn women on.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, I don't know why in particular. I mean, maybe they're mysterious and intense and
Yeah,
passionate.
dangerous.
Sure, sure.
So, but what I wonder is, I mean, well, also my friend Dawn, she sent me an email, said something about vampires is very sexual and erotic. It's that wild and ferocious intimacy. I
That's
think.
it. Passion. Right. Exactly.
But I wonder, is there? This is a little racy, maybe a little controversial, but is there something
Please
about
go
being kind of fed on that is a turn on?
Or maybe it's women's nurturing nature. Maybe it's sort of giving and nurturing.
But is it sort of ravaging, like
oh yeah,
being
love
ravaged?
that. Yeah,
Maybe both at the same time,
sure.
right?
Yeah, I mean,
Penetrated?
all the people who have sex with vampires in the show. I mean, sex with vampires in the show is a big deal. Like humans love it, and they think that vampires are like the ultimate lovers. And they getting bit, so it's a really erotic thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem all that sexy to me. Because I actually give a lot of blood. No, not really. I actually give blood. It makes me feel kind of woozy and sometimes a little nauseous.
Okay,
so
that's what I want to know from you. Like the actual
yeah.
act of seeing or imagining getting bitten doesn't seem that sexy.
It's nice to think that somebody's there, next. Woo. But actually getting a pint low makes me feel lightheaded and not at all sexy. It's a time. We don't like it.
Okay, that's all I want to know. Any other lay listeners want
to chime in on that.
opinions?
Yeah.
That's the whole mystique. So I mean, I like how funny the show is. Dark humor. I just before you came over, just put on some random scenes so I could kind of get the movie. And it was where I don't want to get a lot of spoilers, but this is sort of out of context. Like one vampire finds out another one is a traitor, and so he stabs him with a stake, and he just bursts all over Sookie, and there's so much blood, and it's covering her. She's screaming. Ah! Obviously, just turned away for can't
Yeah.
happen, And then Eric, one of the other vampires, hears these two women screaming about it, and he goes, "I don't see what you see in these humans." And then she just opens music. So it's so funny.
That's right. They're in Fantasia,
Yeah,
the vampire bar. Oh, it's so funny. It's so great. The character I love most is Lafayette.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
He's so great. In the book, his character exits almost before he's a character. He gets killed right away.
Yeah.
And I think Lafayette was actually supposed to be killed pretty soon, but this actor is so great. According to I was watching the extras today, in fact, and according to some of the other cast members, he's the only one who gets to go off script and do
really?
like spontaneous riffing. Yeah, which makes sense too, considering his character, the things he says, just kill me. He's
And he's
great.
got such style and charisma.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, love him. Love Lafayette.
I think the first 2 seasons better so far. The 3rd season is on its 8th show and there's 4 more left, I think. It's getting a little plot heavy. At first it seemed like it was more about small moments, and now it's more about the plot.
Right, run around a lot.
Yeah.
And that's happened in Lost a couple times, where it was more about run around, things happening. I was more interested in the interaction between characters. And, give me a minute to just be in Hurley's presence, and I was happy.
Yeah. So you mentioned I liked when Jason Stackhouse and Heavy Road were tripping on.
That's the best part so far. So Vampire Blood is also called V, and V, when you click on V, which I imagine is a lot like X.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's V is a lot like X. It looks like it's this amazing experience. And so they filmed their idea of what tripping on V would be like, and that was some of the most interesting parts of it. I loved it. I thought it was great. There's a scene where they're outside running in the rain, and he lifts her up, and she sort of floats up into the sky, and oh my god, it's
Yeah, I remember
amazing.
that. I thought it would be fun to play some segments of Jason Stackhouse because I think he's really funny and I like his character.
Yeah, he's the best.
And you mentioned that Bill's English.
Yeah, do you know that the guy who plays Jason Stackhouse is Australian?
Yeah, that's one of the I wanted to play. I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting to me just to hear a couple of fun bits that you did, and also to hear how different he sounds in real life, and then to think about how Rick Grimes is played by Andrew Lincoln's English.
Right.
So all that together. So here's 3 different segments of Ryan Quanten who plays Jason Stackhouse.
Think I'm you, yeah? Come on, swear. You ain't killing nobody. You something like that. You ain't
Jason, find out what?
What have you done? Nothing. You got no right being right here. It's trespass. The heroes in this town. What? They don't remember anything. We don't remember anything. How does that make us heroes? We gotta be. We still have to say this now to Marianne. Now today, she's gone, and everybody's okay. We must have something, right? In my book, no one thinks we're heroes. It don't count. Of course it counts. It's like a tree falls in the woods. It's still a tree, ain't it?
Okay, here's number 3.
That's how I think this guy is a good man, ain't it? You know what I mean? He's awesome.
Oh, he's great. He's so dumb.
He's so dumb and he's so passionate. And I love how he tells his sister, like at one point in the series, he's like, "I'm so sorry for messing up all the time. I'm totally gonna take care of you now, and we're going to run around and all that." And then he just continues to fuck people worse and worse, and with gusto. Without any thought.
No.
So here's a couple of segments of interview that he did. Not so much for the content, just so you can hear how different it is here in real life.
Joining us is Ryan Quanten, who plays Jason Stackhouse. Welcome, Ryan.
Well, thank you very much.
It's great having you on the show.
I love those fine lines and crossing them.
Yes.
I like those lines as much as you can.
I think he does too. Now, you have such an interesting story. You're Australian, we can hear from your accent.
Well, I grew up on the beach. My dad's a world champion longboarder for his age, so it was just a natural. I'm a very, very competitive person. I hate losing at the best of times. Which is probably why I did. I found it an art form to get my career into a lot really tough to constantly deal with winning a lot and losing thing.
Wow. By the way, this guy is he is absolutely cut. He has this amazing physique, which according to his character Jason Stackhouse, he says, "I work like a motherfucker on his body."
Yeah, he's getting a little bit cartoony, but I think he's so funny.
Yeah, I love him.
So here's just to contrast. Here's Andrew Lincoln plays Rick Grimes. This is a segment that I recorded at Comic-Con. It's also kind of interesting because of what he says about his character. So here we go.
My thoughts relating to is a little bit here. Hi, my name's Andrew. I'm the explain. Rick is, as you all know, a sheriff's deputy, and he works in a rural district of Georgia. He's married to a woman, and his son Carl. He's a decent, honourable man, and he gets shot and wakes up in a zombie apocalypse, as you do. And he, throughout the course of the feels like movie, which you know probably are, he gets voted, and it's one of the most exciting characters to play because of that body. He changes, and yeah, I'll leave it. What's your take?
That's great.
So I can't wait to hear what he sounds like.
He probably sounds like he's from the South.
Yeah, he better.
Yeah, it's he's got quite the English accent going on. Wow.
So anything else about True Blood?
That's it. I was wondering if they had picked up for another season after the 3rd season. I wouldn't be surprised. It got quite a lot of momentum. Did you know they had a soft drink that they produced?
I saw that.
Yeah.
Did you try it?
No.
It's Blood Orange.
Blood Orange.
Yes.
Yeah, which sounds great.
Yeah.
Blood Orange. We'd love to try it. We'd love to have True Blood viewing party with the True Blood drink.
They had huge friends at Comic-Con. They apparently had big banners everywhere.
Did they? Oh,
so it looks like they're still putting a lot of marketing muscle into it, which makes me think it'll be around for at least another season.
Yeah, I think it got a lot of. I think now it's got more viewers than ever before.
Yeah, and it's the most popular thing on HBO since Sopranos, I guess.
But yeah,
So
I'm surprised. And Haku, by the way, is great too. And
Yeah.
she's a great. She's exactly what I kind of mentioned.
Yeah, she seems perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, I've
she
read
is.
books, but
She is. So she's great. I mean, she's a great, strong female character, and she doesn't take. She's despite how it may have looked in the first or even second season, she's not a victim. She's can really hold her own, especially in the books. She's great.
Yeah, she's really Anna Paquin's really good at finding that line between the melodrama and the serious moments, and knowing just how grieved to look when people she cares about die without letting it weigh down the story.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
She knows she's really got a beat on exactly what makes the show good and how to play it that way.
Yeah, well said. That's exactly it.
Okay, so I recommend people watch that show. It's just got a lot of good things in it, and we'll take a break. Stay with us. More to come. Okay, we're back for the second time because I forgot to press record.
And for all of you who are wondering, yes, that was our most brilliant little 1 minute segment ever.
I couldn't believe it.
You're so on fire.
What did we say?
I don't know now.
We figured out a lot of things.
Yeah, I forgot them all.
And we played this listener call. It's actually a friend of ours, Chad, called in, and it was amazing. You wouldn't believe it.
You'll never know.
You'll never hear it.
Yes.
Actually, I could just like
Yeah,
it. Okay. So, and it's very perfect because it's time for this weekend zombies and zombies from around the world, and Chad's politics right in. So here it is.
Hello, everybody. I'm usually not a big zombie fan, but I do like this podcast. And I just recently got excited about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is like the absolute opposite of zombie canon. But I just saw that the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, very pixelated, old-style video game that's coming out, will have a hidden horror zombie level, and it looks pretty awesome. There's like brains hanging out, little pixelated 16-bit looking creatures. So I think everybody should be excited about that. All right, bye.
Cool.
Wow.
Thanks for calling me, Chad. That was good.
Thanks, Chad.
I'm really happy that you didn't give anything away about Scott Pilgrim because he always gives stuff about movies away, and I'll say no, this won't give it away.
They didn't give it away.
He didn't really give anything away.
No.
That was good. I don't know anything about this movie. I'm sure it was good.
The
Don't
only
tell
thing I gave away was the fact that Chad really is a zombie fan, even though he says he's not.
me. I mean, he enjoys pixelated brains. So.
Right, exactly. Come on, that's all
And you know, I bet you Chad didn't even know this, but maybe he did. But Scott Pilgrim is directed by Edgar Wright, who also directed Shaun of the Dead.
I have
So
seen
it's
him.
Yeah, he's great. Really funny.
Chad, you like zombies. Just admit it.
So how do we get into the news again?
All right. Well, this first story comes from networkworld.com, which I think is a British site. And the title of it is The Automobile Association Slams iPod Zombie Pedestrians. It says, the Automobile Association warns walkers to turn down volume. Brits are turning into a nation of iPod zombie pedestrians, says the Automobile Association. Research by the driving organization, still with an S by the way, so that's why I think this is all British. Revealed there's been an increase in the number of pedestrians using MP3 players while crossing these roads, making them oblivious to traffic around. Now, the thing that I like about this story is the lovely irony, because listening to this very podcast on your iPod could turn you into an iPod zombie. Listening to a podcast about zombies while walking on the road could turn you into an iPod zombie, according to this article. Oh, the rich, delicious irony.
I don't know how to feel about that. Contributing to it.
I think what I really want to warn people is, come on, people, pay attention, heads up, look around you, stop, look, listen.
I noticed that in New York City. I actually wrote the user's guide for the iPod because I used to work at Apple. You knew that.
I did.
And so when I was first doing all that stuff, I went to New York and started seeing those white earbuds popping up everywhere. And then I went back a few years later and it's like almost everybody.
Almost everybody.
And I'm not sure how I feel like because it makes it so that we're not as social. People don't like lurch at you or anything. They don't eat your brains.
Right,
They just
right.
zone
So
out.
exactly. When people are starting to eat our brains, that's when we get very
That's
bad.
me to worry.
Exactly. Okay, this next article comes from ChicagoNow.com. It's a blog, and it's about the Sci-Fi Channel, and about new things that are coming on the Sci-Fi Channel. And there's a lot of annoying things coming on the Sci-Fi Channel. But one of them looks kind of interesting. It's a new show called Zeros, which stands for Zombie Extermination and Removal Operations Company. Maybe you're saying that zombies are pretty much everywhere now, and it's sort of almost annoying. Well, my friend, a new series is coming to Sci-Fi Channel. It says, in this half-hour single camera satire, when the zombie population of Marshall City overcomes the 30-foot barrier separating the infected people from the rest of the city, the Zombie Extermination and Removal Operations Company, the Zeros, are called in to keep the peace. When they can get out of the way of their own way long enough to focus on the case, they are pretty effective with very unorthodox methods. Of course, it's unorthodox. Of course, it doesn't give you a whole lot of information. Who's starring it, who's producing it, who's directing it, blah blah blah. It does executive producer David Tennant and Steve Brenner. It doesn't mean anything to me right off the bat, but maybe it's gonna be funny, maybe it's not. Who knows? But it's coming this fall, I believe, is what they're saying.
I think it's gonna suck. Next.
Sucks. Okay.
No, I mean, we'll see.
Look at the chances.
It's good,
Yeah, the Zeros. Zombie Extermination and Removal Operations Company. Who came up with that? Pretty funny. Okay, next one comes from LAweekly.com. And it's a call for zombies. The title is Zombies Needed. Be a Zombie Film Extra. It says, calling all zombies, you're needed, says SoCal Zombie Walk founder Antho D. we're looking for energetic extras to be zombies in film. Required that you're at least 18 years old and that you come dressed and made up, camera ready. Film starts August 26th, 27th in the LA area. You get, yes, this is a paid gig. But then get this, it says you also need to be available for day and night, obviously, hours. But then he says, please no blood or gory makeup. To which we ask, what kind of self-respecting zombie walks around with no blood or gore? And that's it. That's the story. And then for more information, go to www.socalzombiewalk.com.
Cool.
Yeah, cool, right? You can be a zombie. But how are you supposed to do zombie makeup without any blood or gore?
Wait, no, you're supposed to come made up.
Yes, as a zombie. Without any blood or gore. How is this possible?
You can't.
No,
You sent me this website that had pictures of people made up like zombies.
Yeah.
I don't have that URL, do you?
I don't have that URL. Maybe if I-
It was awesome.
It was pretty.
I couldn't believe it.
It was smoking great. It was pictures of people who had not professionals, at least I don't think, although some of them looked amazing. People made up as different kinds of zombies, and some of them were the creativity was just hilarious.
If you go to urlesque.com, urlesque.com, and this URL number from the start of this, urlesque.com/2010-2010/02/37-zombies.
And we also made a really
Man. Go to walkingdeadcast.com and I'll link it there. So it's worth it. I mean, this zombie was really fantastic. A lot of different styles and some of the best I've ever seen. I thought so.
Yeah,
cool.
and my,
It's
my favorite was possibly the cutest zombie. I thought it was a giant Lego man. It was a giant zombie Lego man, and if that doesn't pique your interest, I don't know what would.
Jenny let that too.
Did you? Aw.
But about this, I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll add that part themselves.
Yeah.
But I still don't know what you would do.
No, come dressed up. What? Yeah, 100%. So, if people in the listeners in the LA area, if you want to be zombies, it's paying gig. Go be a zombie and then report
Tell us what the hell you're doing.
Yes, please.
Anything else?
No, that's it. That's it this week.
Okay, so now it's time for Dead Cast Top 5, where we talk about our top 5 favorite this or that or whatever. And this week it's top 5 mistakes you should never make around a zombie. We got an email about this. I like to call it. Why don't we? Here we go. Okay, so Jamie Sanford emailed in saying you should never start a human flesh barbecue.
Where's the by Jamie?
Thank you. If you wonder, I mean, do zombies like cooked flesh? I don't know. I
They seem to like it kind of raw.
Yeah, I think just it would actually be the safest thing.
Right.
Just light yourself on fire.
Right, exactly. As far as I know, zombies don't like cookouts.
You might be right.
Right, I like cookouts.
So you want first?
Sure. Okay. So first, I have to say, props to Zombieland, and their list of rules for surviving Zombieland was an awesome addition to the movie. It was one of the things that made the movie. My favorite rule of their list is always double tap, because nothing is as dead as you think it is. I just love that, and always double tap applies to so many movies, and it's so great. So first, we just have to say, yay, Zombieland. They did a very similar list, although I think they have like 20 rules in Zombieland. And you find out their list online if you Google Zombieland list, and their list is hilarious. But so we have our own list. Mistakes not to make around a zombie or during a zombie infestation. So first, we'll start from the bottom list, and my number 5, which is, and a lot of this is going to bounce off of Mist, by the way, because it's like Mist is really fresh in my head. First one is, don't check it out. And what I mean is, if you hear a strange noise or something strange, don't go and check it out. Don't send someone to check it out. It always ends badly.
So you shouldn't just send one person and everybody else stay.
Yeah.
back?
Hey, Sam, would you go up in the attic to check out that noise? No. Yeah, exactly. No, don't go check it out. That's my first.
Okay, my number 5 is never assume it's after mission, which is basically the same thing. I guess if it said it's smashed, then it's okay.
Oh, never assume the zombie's action.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, or I mean, if you shoot it in the brain, even then, just steer clear.
Yeah, double tap. Right, exactly. Good, well said. Number 4. Don't withhold information. That's driving me bananas in movies. Quote, let's not tell the others about this giant tentacle we just caught off a monster that's trying to get in the storeroom. We don't want to worry them. Trust me, the information you don't give them will always be exactly what they would have needed to know right before being eaten. The information you hold is the most vital information they need to know. Just saying.
Yeah, that's what was kind of messed up about Lost in particular. They never talked about anything. Yeah. And, I guess all these things would make for a really boring movie if people did this stuff.
Actually, didn't check it out and didn't say what was going on.
And they just handled it really well. Without any drama or conflict or anything.
That's great. Oh, I see.
Ethan, my number 4 is never let a friend who's been bitten live.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and I think people have trouble with that, so either or if you just can't bear to finish them off, be sure to keep an eye on them.
Or chain them up. That works too.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what you said there.
If they've been turned into a zombie.
If I was bitten, would you kill me?
Yes,
I
I
said,
would.
well, why don't we wait and make sure and see what
And
happens?
see what happens. Maybe I won't turn. Then I'll sit there with my loaded rifle pointed at your ass.
I
Yeah, pretty harsh. My third one, don't be too happy. The kitty one's good at first. And it has a little corollary, which is don't ever have sex.
You mean have sex?
Sex in the storeroom while the zombie infestation is happening. Just keep your hands on, soldier.
So that's why Walking Dead and True Blood are so different.
Yes, they're True Blood. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Where are we on number
Three.
Never not have someone stay up all night as a lookout.
Good.
When there's some comic, they do a lot there as a lookout.
Yep.
Sitting on top of an RV or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. And it's still with a fun comic to read. So this is one where they actually do follow it. Sometimes it's not enough.
Exactly. And they're pretty good with disseminating information in the comic.
That's true, huh?
They are. They really are. Number two, don't assume the obvious problem is the only or worst problem. So giant insects are bad. Giant dinosaur things that eat the giant insects and you are worse. Still worst of all is the giant crab creature whose claws will get you have. So the very first thing that you see and you think that that's the problem, often is a
Look at
only
me
problem.
just celebrating around the corner.
That could be the worst of your problems. So don't underestimate the problem that's coming around the corner. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, in Resident Evil, the game, there's zombies everywhere, and then there's big giant mutated creatures that come out with like axe-shaped hands and whack at you.
Love that.
So good.
So if you ever think that maybe tentacles are your worst problem, it could be a giant creature with axes on their hands.
Yeah, my mom always said that.
She's a smart one.
My number 2 is never smell like a human. Which came from Jenny.
Oh my god, that's so funny because mine was going to be don't be too tasty. David convinced me that was a real great one to put in there.
Well, I mean, I think it's good. What you can put like you do with cats and you don't need something, you just put pepper spray all over it or lemon or something.
Right.
It'll probably burn like
They can market some sort of capsicum lotion.
It does zombie.
Right. To make you very, very unattractive in every way. I like that. My number one is a two-parter. It is first when someone says something about zombies or the undead or even they're coming, even if they look like whack jobs, take it seriously. Big mistake is to ignore the lunatic that claims to have seen something that sounds impossible. Good to give the crazy ass guy running towards you with blood the benefit of the doubt.
Especially if it's blood on it.
Right, exactly. And the first one, second one is if you are somewhere unsafe, say a pharmacy, and you have what you came for, i.e. medicine, and upon exiting you notice someone in trouble, that is to say cocooned by giant spiders, don't try to cut them down. It will end badly.
So you just write that down to don't help your friends run away.
Or don't be a hero. There's shadows on that. It's not to be a hero. It's that
don't be
don't
stupid.
be stupid. Don't be stupid on us. Which is, I think, a good rule of thumb for everybody.
God, that would be so revealing to be in a situation like that and see what you would actually do. I don't know, like
You'd probably cut down the cocoon friend. They're already dead. They're cocoons.
didn't know him.
And then spiders just spitting the web stuff
Get
out
out of
Right.
My number 1 mistake never make around a zombie is never go near one.
Oh, outstanding.
I think that was all a lot of problems people seem to have with zombies.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right. Well, they're quiet though, and they don't except for the Melina lurching. Even if it's not your choice to get near a zombie.
Well, I mean, I can only help you so much.
You're pretty much screwed in the fight.
Okay, now are you ready for that?
Now we're ready to close out the show. Oh, we have to like do the next
Oh,
list.
okay. Next top 5, I thought it'd be cool to just get into a really big one. What are your 5 favorite zombie things? Basically, your favorite. It could be a film, a game, a book, a TV show, whatever you want. Maybe something I haven't thought of. So let's top 5. And if you want, you can just list 4 or 3 or 2, or you can just one. If you just have 1 or 2 that you're particularly like, send it in. I'd like to hear. All right, that's our show for this time. That's number 3.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I want to thank people who called in and emailed and everybody who's listening. We're getting some new listeners, I think, from our Facebook page. So welcome to all you guys and everybody else. And I just want to see more people listening to the podcast. So tell your friends who like zombies.
Like the undead.
And I also want to thank Tony Moore again. I thanked him last time. He loaned us he let us use some art from on our webpage. And I forgot to say that Tony Moore is actually the artist of Walking Dead, the original artist. So I was like, oh, thanks to Tony Moore. I didn't bother to say who he was. So Tony Moore, the original artist of Walking Dead, has allowed us to use some of his art on our webpage. I think that's awesome. And if you want to see more stuff by Tony Moore, get any information about what he's up to, you can go to TonyMooreIllustration.com.
Thanks, Tony Moore.
And I want to thank you again for coming to this weekend. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I have to do 10 days.
And everybody else, you can send us your comments, feedback, ideas, your Deadcast top 5, what you're looking forward to about the show, what you like about our podcast, what you'd like us to cover when we're covering, and use something I missed or anything like that. Any kind of thoughts?
Like comments, suggestions.
Or any disgusting zombie noises. I would particularly like that.
That'd be awesome.
So happy to be able to this.
You can email us at brains@walkingdeadcast.com. There's no the at the beginning.
You can call us at 650-485-DEAD. That's 650-485-3323.
You can check out our website and leave comments at walkingdeadcast.com.
And we're now on Twitter at Jason and Karen, or you can go to Facebook and search for Walking Deadcast.
Even though I've always said that Facebook is the work of the devil, I'll probably have to join Facebook.
So we'll be back in a couple weeks. Remember the Deadcast top 5 for then is your 5 favorite zombie properties, film, game, book, TV shows, or whatever you want. All right, that's our show.
Thanks for listening. Don't get bit.
I don't know what you done to me, but I know it's not just for you. I want to do bad things with you. I want to do real bad things with you.
It's hard to remember now, but the internet used to be fun.
I can't believe how easy it is to surf the net. Surf's up.
On Launch Shadow, Breaking the Internet will trace how a tool that once fueled democracy.
Opposition activists, organized mobs on Facebook.
Became a weapon aimed at the very heart of it.
You're watching the unraveling of our democracy right now.
From Lonely and PRS, this is Launch Shadow, Breaking the Internet. Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Rick Beck. And I'm Royce Yudkov. Welcome to our chart-topping podcast from Harvard Business School. Think big, buy small. This series lets you in on a special way to become an entrepreneur. How to buy your own business, be your own boss, and get the financial benefits of your efforts. Entrepreneurship through acquisition involves searching for an existing, enduringly profitable, smaller business and buying it, usually from a retiring founder. Back for a brand new season, our conversations are with guests from all backgrounds and different stages of the entrepreneurship through acquisition journey.